My name is Wald. I work as product architect for SunGard, so I help develop the new products that SunGard launched to the market. My presentation this morning is really trying to look at the pain that businesses are going to go through, technical and business pains that they're going to go through in order to implement cloud type solutions, and the kind of things that they need to think about before they just jump headlong into the cloud. Will the cloud serve enterprise IT in its entirety? That's a good question. I certainly don't think it will in the short term. I think that at the moment there's an awful lot of systems and services and business applications that just don't fit within the cloud. I think the cloud is going to leverage stuff for people in IT. I think it's going to give capabilities to businesses to flex in a way that they haven't up till now. But I think the key for any business is going to be how it combines the cloud with its existing offerings and how it comes up with some form of hybrid model so that it's able to continue choosing the applications and the systems and the business requirements, or choosing against the business requirements, rather than going into the cloud and then being restricted by what it can do. I think as we move forwards, that will get better. As more and more application and software as a service level offerings come out, it will get easier, and as some of the big vendors start proffering services in the cloud, it will get easier. But I certainly think in the short to medium term, we're still going to be very much in a hybrid model where customers will want a bit of both. The most important steps a business can take to reassure user buy-in, end user buy-in, I think it's understanding what they're buying into at a business level and deciding on their expectations of the cloud in the first place. I think a lot of people have expectations that are unreal. What they do is they start by defining their problems, and then they claim cloud is going to be the solution, and they migrate to the cloud, and it might solve some problems, but it doesn't solve them all. I think it's understanding what the business issues are and then making sure you choose the right bits of cloud and the right systems and the right way of implementing it to address those problems. At that point, it gives end users a better experience. I think one of the real gotchas with cloud at the moment is that end users are generally uncomfortable with change, and they see it as something that's just driving differences to the way they work. So it's really about identifying the problems first and then identifying what's going to make end user experience better and driving the IT through the business requirements, not the business through the IT requirements. Measures that businesses should take to ensure business continuity in the cloud. It's really about checking your provider. It's really about understanding what your provider's technical offering is as well as their business offering. And it's about understanding how they've planned for failure. Because up until now, when we have IT systems locally, we plan for failure. We look at our IT systems and we decide what's a risk and how we cover that risk and how we plan for failure and how we recover from that failure. Moving our services into the cloud just changes where that is, and it just means that we need to make sure that our provider has planned for failure and planned for failure properly. Planned for catastrophic failure, not planned for small levels of failure, and have a measurable SLA, but also a reputation against that failure. SLAs are great, but in reality, an SLA is never going to make up the loss of business that you incur on a business failure. So it's really about trusting your provider to have the proper DR planning in place to recover if there is a failure.